3 years ago when I started my fitness journey, I had a lot of things wrong. I was not right all of the times. I made a lot of mistakes throughout this journey. I thought that training to failure is a dumb idea because I watched some dumb short video on I don't remember where, and someone told her that training to failure is just dangerous and you shouldn't do it. And guess what? After getting into the gym, I changed my mind really freaking fast after learning about how good it is. And that's the first myth. Now, here's the thing. Training to failure all the times, consistently, all the times, right, for each one of your sets, is a dumb idea. If you do more than 10 freaking sets per week and you want to maximize gains. But sometimes we need to just be there for the simple reason. So there is the metric called RAR, reps in reserve. An RAR of 0 is failure. An RAR of 4 is 4 reps in reserve. According to the literature, most people will see most hypertrophy in relation to fatigue from going to an RAR of 1 to 2. But the thing is that most people don't really know what this RAR is. There are ways to find out through you slowing down on the concentric part of the movement. This is a pretty good way to find out if you are that close to failure or not, how close you are to failure. But here's the problem. Until you go to failure and go there and get there, you don't really know what failure is, because you don't get there. When you don't get there consistently, you lose the idea of what it is, and sometimes you train with a suboptimal intensity. Second myth is not about what you do in your training, but about your perception of how much time it takes to get jacked. So I see constantly, like as of lately especially, when I started to upload short videos, these men on Instagram, on Reels, or on YouTube Shorts upload their progress photos of 3 months. In the first day, this guy is fat. On the third month, he's jacked, he's shredded. Here is the thing. This is a misconception that you can get a body in 3 months. Why? So you might think that I'm just talking bullshit right now because he did it, so it must be possible. This guy at the beginning was not a beginner to training. In most of these transformations you can go and see he was just bulking. That's a cutting transformation, not a body transformation in a sense of from no training at all to a jacked body. Building muscle takes a lot more time than losing fat, that's a common fact. So most people gain the misconception, especially those who are not educated about fitness, that they can achieve this transformation themselves just from going to the gym for 3 months and eating a clean diet. No, it takes at least, right, at the very least, making that transformation a year. Because to build that muscle you need to train for, if you have elite level genetics, for around a year you will build like a very good amount of muscle mass. For elite guys, for the average guy, building a good amount of muscle mass takes around 1 to 2 to 3 years. Now, genetic variation plays a massive role. Some people build more muscle than others, but in general it takes time, a lot of it. In 3 months you can go from having some body fat and some muscle mass to being jacked, to shredded, right, to losing a lot of fat. But you can't build that muscle. The third misconception is that calories don't matter in certain diets. I will go over it really quickly because I think that most people don't believe it to be true. Calories always matter. Certain diets are better for a calorie deficit because they cause it through either direct mechanisms or indirect ones. For example, the ketogenic diet. When you eat more protein, right, just eating more meat and less carbs, your body burns more calories through TEF, the thermic effect of food. Through that you burn more calories, your metabolism goes up. Another way in which it might aid, the food that you eat on the ketogenic diet is a lot more satiating than the food that you eat otherwise. You eat mostly protein and fats. These foods are less palatable than carbs, than fucking highly processed carbs. Another one of the mechanisms in which it works on. So calories always matter. It's just that some diets promote a higher calorie expenditure and lower calorie intake. That's it. Now the fourth misconception, and it is about the difference between maintaining a shredded body to maintaining a jacked and lean body. It is a massive one, and the misconception is that the difference between being jacked and shredded in terms of your effort is not that big. Here's the thing. 1 year ago, I was absolutely jacked. And I didn't realize that that's the reason why I was starving and hungry all of the fucking time. I was shredded for the first time, and I didn't really even realize it to the fullest extent. Because, body dysmorphia, having fucking excess skin from losing weight, I didn't fully comprehend that I was really shredded. And because of that, I didn't realize why I was so hungry. I heard these guys online say that being really lean increases hunger, how hard it is to be lean, but after bulking for 3 months, that's when I realized how big of an impact it makes. Because for the 3 months bulk, I didn't gain like a lot of body fat, I gained some body fat for sure. The benefit in terms of the hunger reduction was massive. The fourth misconception is that the difference between being 14% body fat and 11 is not that big. In reality, it is massive, and that's also a good thing, because most people would be able to maintain a jacked and lean body with 15% body fat with not ease, right? They will have to modify their environment, their diet a bit, they will need to train with a pretty decent level of effort. They would be able to maintain that body and have a pretty good time doing so because of the benefits of just being active and lean and having a better life through that. And that's a good thing, because think about it like this: there are those people who think that they just can't lose weight, that they just can't build muscle. Now, some of them are like that for sure, I don't wanna bash on them, because genetic variation plays a massive role, but most of the people who are like that, who continuously eat junk food and not train and are extremely sedentary, they can get to a pretty low level of body fat, like 17-15%, with a pretty decent level of muscle mass if they would try. And if they would try, they would realize how better life is on the other side. But I realize it, right? I talk from experience. And now the fifth misconception, and it is about cardio. A lot of people think that cardio kills their gains because, if you do cardio, you just lose muscle by default, it burns muscle, and that's dumb. Now, it can hinder your muscle gain through indirect mechanisms, like you burn more calories and not eat them, so you're on a deficit, you don't build as much muscle. That's an indirect mechanism, but directly, it does not impact muscle gain, and if you will actually try to compensate for the calories that you burn, you will not see a noticeable impact almost at all, but only if you will follow these two principles. So the first thing is about not being overly fatigued in your workouts. If the amount of cardio that you do starts to impact your workout significantly, then do less, right? And then the second thing, if you are trying to bulk and you burn these calories from cardio and you don't overcompensate and eat them, then you won't make as much gains as you want, right? As you desire, as you try to make, you won't gain as much weight, your body composition won't change accordingly to your goal, because you don't overcompensate for the calories that you are burning. And these are the two main mechanisms in which cardio can kill your gains, if you take care of them, and you can take care of them with the right diet and cardio plan. By doing so, you will not kill your gains, and you will be able to get the massive, extremely important health benefits of doing your cardio. And that's essentially it. If you enjoyed this video, you can like and subscribe. If you want to get free stuff, link in the description. Bye.